Hello, everyone. We're letting everybody in from the waiting room right now, so give us just a minute. We've got about 500 people in the waiting room, and so as soon as I see everybody in, we'll get started. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Well, it's good to have you here on the National Venturing Program updates. And we had a little technical difficulty, so we apologize for getting started a little bit late here. We're going to have to kind of move ahead. And in order to do that, I'm going to call on our National Venturing Chair, somebody who's been able to work through our National Venturing Committee and accomplish a lot of good things this year. And you're going to hear a lot of cool updates tonight, a lot of things the National Venturing Committee is working on. And I just like to personally thank each one of y'all for giving feedback and helping us out as we're trying to improve the venturing program. So I'd like to introduce our National Venturing Chair, Julie Dalton. Julie, welcome and thank you for being here tonight.
Thanks, Tim. I want to welcome everybody. This is the first of many webinars, and I want to thank you for joining us tonight to learn more about what's going on in the venturing program. As Tim said, my name is Julie Dalton, and I have the pleasure of serving as the National Venturing Program Chair. We'd like to get started by mentioning a few housekeeping procedures for tonight's webinar. So, unlike a typical Zoom, the chat has been disabled, but you'll be able to interact and ask questions through the Q&A window, which is located on your Zoom toolbar. Feel free to type and submit your questions anytime, and we'll get to them as we go along. Closed captioning is also an option available for you to use, which you can enable by clicking on the CC button on your toolbar. The meeting is being recorded and will be available to watch on our website as well as social media platforms. Both of those can be accessed via the QR codes at the end of our presentation. So at this time, I'd like to introduce and share our panelists tonight and have them go ahead and introduce themselves. Aiden?
Hello, everybody. My name is Aiden Wells, and I currently serve as the National Venturing President from Colonial Virginia Council in Virginia. Raina?
Hi everyone, my name is Raina Bailey. I am the Vice President of Eastern Territory Support on the NVOA right now, coming from the Transatlantic Council in northern Mozambique. Passing it back to Ms. Dalton.
Let's go to Patrick.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Patrick Jaime, and I'm from the Golden Gate Area Council in California, Council Service Territory 3. I have the pleasure of serving as the Awards and Recognition Interim Lead for the National Venturing Committee.
Good evening. My name is May Christine Stukes, and I'm pleased to represent both Colonial Virginia Council and Tidewater Council. I currently serve as the National Venturing Committee Training Lead and the National Course Directors Conference Liaison for Scouting U. I also take great pride in serving as an advisor for Venturing Crew 1151. Ken?
Hey, excuse me. My name is Ken King, and I'm from the Three Fires Council in Illinois, where I serve as committee chair for Troop 46. I support venturing by serving as the materials and literature lead, and this includes managing updates to publications. On to Tim.
Awesome. And my name is Tim Anderson. I serve as the National Director of Older Youth Programs, and that includes the National Director of Venturing. So it's my honor to be on here tonight and be the professional representing the National Service Center and all the professionals across the country and volunteers that help us out. And I would just like to say a big thanks to the NVOA, the National Venturing Committee, and all of the venturing advisors and volunteers that are out there that makes venturing what it is today. So we appreciate you guys. Lots of good things. So I'm looking forward to tonight's webinar.
So during the webinar tonight, we're going to talk about updates 2 and information surrounding the Ranger Award. Answer your questions regarding this updates and share with you other program updates that we've either completed or are soon to become your way. So let's begin tonight by talking a little bit about the history of the Ranger Award. So I'm going to pass it off to Raina.
Thank you, Julie. Venturing has 3 specialty awards. In addition to the Ranger Award, venturers can also earn the Quest and Trust Award. The Ranger Award exemplifies challenging high-level outdoor/high adventure skills advancement program. Once earned, it will identify a ranger as a person who is highly skilled in a variety of outdoor sports and interests, trained in outdoor safety, and ready to assist others in activities. The Ranger Award was developed to recognize venturers who have developed high levels of expertise in outdoor skills. While those ideals have stayed the same, select areas have evolved year after year. In 2020, the National Venturing Committee Chair and the National Director saw that the Ranger Award was becoming outdated. Since its inception, in order to earn the award, a venturer had to complete requirements 1 through 8, then any 4 from 9 to 26. As you'll see, snowmobiling, shooting sports, and hunting were a part of the original requirements but can no longer be used as of the respective dates shown per Scouting America's national policy. On that note, I'd like to hand it back to Julie Dalton to explain the reasons why the Ranger Award is being updated. Thank you.
Thank you, Raina. Before we do that, I'm going to ask Rick Basher to introduce himself. Rick's on tonight to help us with technical support and to kind of monitor the Q&A queue for us.
Thank you, Julie. It's Rick Basher. I'm on the National Venturing Committee I'm the membership lead and on the National Membership Committee as well. So thank you, Julie.
So why did we make changes to the award? The changes were made so that we could better align with the current best practices in the various skill awards, so that we were current with safety standards. We've also added elements of career exploration and the evolving identity of Scouting America. These changes were designed to ensure that the Venturing Ranger Award continues to challenge and inspire our venturers while upholding the highest standards for safety and inclusivity. We believe that these updates will enrich the program and better prepare our venturers for future adventures. The Venturing Committee has been working with the Ranger Award for many years, as Raina indicated, working with other areas of Scouting America to make sure that the Ranger Award is the best it can be. Certain activities were found to be out of step with the Guide to Safe Scouting, and those have been eliminated to enhance safety. Terminology has also been revised to align with Scouting America's rebranding, ensuring clarity and consistency across all communications. All requirements have been updated to comply with the most recent safety standards, reflecting our ongoing commitment to participant safety. New requirements have been introduced in electives that have been significantly impacted by technological advancements, keeping the program relevant and forward-thinking. Basically, we've removed the 20th century tabletop displays for 21st century media tools. We've also added reflections that encourage the understanding of the history and diversity related to each activity, fostering awareness and inclusivity. And we've also updated electives to include discussions on career-related fields, helping our venturers connect their scouting experiences to real-world opportunities. So at this time, I would like to hand it off to Patrick Jaime to explain the updated Ranger Award requirements.
Thank you, Julie. As Julie mentioned, the awards and recognition team of the National Venturing Committee has been working on vetting, revising, and updating the Ranger Award for several years. During that time period, there were also several changes in Scouting America to be taken into account. When the initial task by the team was to review the overall structure of the award, the team proposed an updated change to the structure. In the old award scheme, Ranger candidates had to complete 8 challenging core requirements and 4 of 18 challenging electives for a total of 12 topic areas you had to complete. Updates were made to split the skills into 4 different areas, with each area having a different number of electives to be completed. This was done to add diversity to the requirements for completing the award. Another key item was combining the 2 first aid electives into one. For the 8 challenging core requirements, they have all been updated to reflect necessary changes within Scouting America, including safety, terminology, and updating anything outdated. There have been some shifts to these core skills. Cooking and leave no trace are now elective requirements in the outdoor skills section, which you'll see 2 slides from now. Physical fitness and outdoor ethics replace those past core requirements. The former was an elective, which is now a core requirement, and the latter is a brand new core requirement that we developed. In addition to the core requirements, we have restructured the former elective requirements into 3 sections: outdoor preservation, outdoor skills, and outdoor sports. For outdoor preservation, ranger candidates must complete one of the 3 skills shown here. For outdoor skills, ranger candidates must complete 2 of the 4 skills shown here. I'd like to mention that exploration is a brand new elective. For outdoor sports, ranger candidates must complete one of the 12 shown here. As you see, the snowmobiling elective has been removed. Shooting sports has been revised according to the range and target activities program changes, and hunting has been revised to focus on hunter education. Since its initial release, we have found some typos and edits that needed to be made. To make sure that you're using the most current information, use this QR code or link on the previous slide, which will take you to our venturing website and the Ranger Award requirements webpage. We'll give everyone watching time to do that now. We know that many venturers are in the process of earning the Ranger Award, so let's go over the new Ranger Award transition timeline. As you can see, from now until March 31, 2026, venturer can complete the old Ranger Award requirements, or transition to the new requirement structure using a mix of old and new. The caveat to this is that the former snowmobiling, range and target activities, and hunting requirements had to have been completed prior to the updates in the Guide to Safe Scouting. As of October 1, 2025, any of the new requirements can be completed. We've also been working with the Scoutbook team to reflect this timeline. As we were working on this project, we knew there would be a lot of questions on how to move forward. Let's go through a few of the frequently asked questions. We mentioned certain exceptions, and we're going to go over those now with the FAQs. These FAQs are on our website, and we will update that document with questions from tonight. Ranger candidates have until March 31, 2026 to continue using the original requirements for the most part. Completed electives from the original award may be transferred over to the new award until March 31, 2026. However, the former shooting sports requirements are no longer acceptable, and Ranger candidates must use the range and target activities requirements regardless of whether they have already completed the former shooting sports requirements. This has been effective since September 1, 2024. The original hunting requirements can only be used if they were completed prior to September 1, 2024. The original snowmobiling requirements can only be used if they were completed prior to February 1, 2023. This concludes the informational portion of the webinar. So let's answer a few of the questions from tonight's Q&A.
So, Patrick, one of the questions is, why does a scout have to have 2 first aid requirements in the first aid core, standard first aid and wilderness first aid? And I believe that we've narrowed that down to just one. Is that correct?
Right. So standard first aid, wilderness first aid are 2 different kinds of first aid for those of you who have done the separate trainings. And so, of course, wilderness first aid being specifically for the outdoors and high adventure, we want to emphasize that so there's no confusion. And of course, standard first aid being like basics.
Okay, and Joe's asking, when will the old requirements be removed from Scout Book? How would you recommend tracking based on the old requirements?
We are working with the Scoutbook team to address that, but for now, we would recommend using the website and having it just tracking it on a sheet, um, and then turning that and making sure you get the signatures and turning it in that way. But like I said, we will be working with Scoutbook team on that.
And they're aware that we've got a transition period, and so they're working to,
Mhm.
much like other advancement in the scouting program, where there's an overlap period, they've got the opportunity to do both. So they're working on that. Um, they're asking if we can go back to the shooting sports slide, or is that under the FAQs?
I think they meant that figures.
Okay. So one of the questions is range and target activities reference completing the venturing range and targets outstanding advancement award, but neither has the scoring requirements as were listed in the previous version of the Ranger. So the team opted to simplify the requirement and put the actual requirements in the Outstanding Achievement Award. And those are in the process of being put into a publication by Scouting America's publication team. They were hoping to have it completed by tonight, but I haven't seen it yet, but it should be up and current on our website within a week or so. So we'll let you know. We'll put something out on social media when that has been completed. Um, so the question is, so if a scout has not completed their Ranger Award by 3/31/26, they have to start over. And do you want to go through that transition time one more time, Patrick?
Yeah, stuck with that slide. So yes, you haven't the Ranger candidates have until March 31, 2026 to complete with again if they want to overlap them with the requirements. And so yeah, after that, and if you haven't completed, you would start over using to clarify all the requirements would be with the now 2025 Ranger requirements. So yes.
And that was done specifically because we knew that we had youth and participants out there that were in the midst of earning the award, and we wanted to give them time periods so that they could finish up and get things completed. Um, so recognition is still going to be um, the medal, and then there's also a knot that can be worn um, on the uniform. And the if you look at the medal, the Ranger bar should be removable from that to be worn on the uniform independently. So, question, when will the new guides and requirements handbook be available with these updates? The updates are live on the website, and so please use the website as the source for the requirements because we can update the website far faster than we can the awards and requirements books. Um, okay. Okay, question is, what social media will you use to release these updates? It will be on the Venturing BSA Facebook page and Instagram page. I'm sure that the MBOA officers will also post it on their Instagram and Facebook pages. And then we'll also get it out on the venturing program area of the Scouting America website. Okay, and again, the requirements can be found on the website right now. Okay. So one question is the new exploration looks very exciting. Will there be any guidance or suggestions on how to safely plan and conduct this activity? And Patrick, you want to address that?
For the safety component of exploration, we we did.
I mean, they'll need to follow the Guide to Safe Scouting and
Mhm.
the Safeguarding Youth protocol, which is the basis for all of our activities that we do. Okay. There's a question here. Are we looking at the Summit Award in the process of updating that also? And at this point in time, we want to get the Ranger Award correctly, and then we'll look at that. And there's lots of questions out there. I will clarify, and I may have misspoken on the knot. I think that I'm thinking of this Silver Award, not in the Summit knot. So I apologize for that.
Yes, the other recognition item for the Ranger Award is the certificate, which is also on our website.
Yeah. Um, and there's several questions out there on the presentation. We'll post that. We'll have the presentation out on our website also. So give us a few days to get that taken care of. Okay. Okay. I'm going through changes to Trust and Quest Award 2. Those will be reviewed at some point in time. I'm looking. Okay, so there's a question here that says if the Ranger candidate completed shooting requirements prior to September of 24, are we saying they still have to complete the new requirements? No. If they completed the requirements prior to September of 24, then those are good to go. But that being said, they have to complete the rest of the Ranger requirements to complete the award by March 31st. If they don't complete the entire Ranger Award by March 31st, then yes, they will have to complete the new range and target activities portion. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and cut off the Q&A here. We'll go back and answer some more questions at the end of the evening. But let's keep things rolling here and move forward because we have some other information that we've developed that we want to share with you all. Um, So again, I want to thank Patrick. Patrick kind of stepped in to this at the end of the summer when we had some transition on the committee, but I know that there were several others out there, Douglas Taylor, Dan Caravu, who also have worked on this in great detail. So thank you for them for their leadership in getting this past the finish line, so that it could be a reality. So we've been working on several other things within the venturing committee. And at this point in time, I want to pass it over to May to talk a little bit about some training that we've updated.
Last spring, in partnership with Scouting U, our training team transformed the crew officers' orientation from an outdated video into a dynamic, facilitator-led experience. Crew officers should lead this fun, hands-on training every year to get all members involved. Now we're taking it even further with the new Crew Officers Seminar. This session equips crews to build a complete, action-ready annual calendar led by officers and designed for full membership participation. Get ready to plan, engage, and make the year ahead unforgettable. Ken?
Yeah, thanks. Uh, the current edition of the Handbook for Ventures was released in 2014, and that was when the ALPS program was introduced. So while the new edition doesn't include major overhauls, it's been thoroughly updated to reflect our current safety practices. It's updated the Scouting America organization information, and it provides new program resources, such as the one that May just mentioned. We've also refreshed the graphics to show more effectively and more accurately ventures in action. So the new handbook is expected to be released by June of 2026. And once the handbook is published, we'll begin to do the update on the Venturing Advisor Guidebook. Back to May, please.
I am truly excited to officially announce the introduction of the latest venturing project. The new program Helps was created from feedback from the field that highlighted the power of hands-on sessions from the Kodiak Challenge. The venturing program Help segments are quick, fun activities and games ranging from 5 minutes to an hour and can be used as drop-in activities during crew meetings or on your adventures. Each activity helps build leadership skills across your entire crew. These are prompts, not requirements. Mix them up, tweak them, and adapt them to match your crew's abilities, needs, and energy. Activities can be used in any order. For easy access, they're grouped by leadership techniques, but many activities fit multiple areas. For new crew officers, they may want to start with facilitation, which offers helpful tips for leading games, discussions, and reflections with confidence. Every activity includes reflection questions because deep learning often happens when crews take time to talk about what worked, what didn't, and why. These contact areas will include communication, ethics and values, icebreakers, inclusion and differences, facilitation and presentation skills, leadership and styles, planning, team building, and stages of team development. These elements have been compiled and expanded with additional activities that will be available online, with a projected completion date in late spring of 2026. But if you're curious to learn more, catch me at Winterfest in February for all the exciting details.
Thank you, May. The project that May's talking about is really one that I think you all will find great value in, and we're excited to be able to get that rolled out here soon. We've also been working with Scouting America, the marketing team, and our membership subcommittees, along with our MBOA, to create some new venturing marketing assets that are housed in the brand center. These assets are a variety of flyers, billboards, business cards that can be used to invite others to crew activities. And yes, we're even looking to add yard signs. The assets are available in English, a bilingual function, or in Spanish. They show a diverse and wide variety of both activities and demographics, with more to come. They show our adventurers in both the field uniform and activity uniforms, as we want to appeal to a broader non-scouting audience. More importantly, these assets are customizable so that you can promote your crew as you see fit. So tonight's webinar is the first of what we hope to be a monthly webinar that you will want to add to your calendar and join us on what is going on within venturing. They will be held the third Wednesday of each month at 7:30 Central Time. So right now, I'd like to hand it off to Aiden Wells, our MVOA president, and he'll show or share some additional information on what the January webinar will cover.
Thank you, Julie. And thank you to everyone who's watching. On January 21st, I believe that's the date of the January webinar, I hope that you will join me and the rest of the NVOA where we will offer a NVOA town hall, which is sort of an update on all the projects that our youth officers have been working on over the last 6 months. Think of it as sort of like a mid-year report. We would love for the opportunity to get in front of everyone and talk about all the exciting things we've been working on as an NVOA. Back to Julie.
So, okay, so we'll talk about the town hall. So we've shared a lot of information tonight. We'll be posting our recording on our website. Here's the QR codes for both the Venturing website and our link tree, which has a lot of good resources on it. So take a few moments and scan these QR codes so that you can stay informed on venturing updates and other information. And tonight, Jaime or Patrick shared some of the questions that we've heard. We'll also be updating that FAQ that is located on the website with tonight's questions. There's several of them that we got to answer, and I think we've done a representative job of answering them. But there's a lot of questions in the queue that have other implications other than just the Ranger Award, and we'll work to get those answered, or those might be the genesis for future webinars so that we can get your questions answered. Because as Aiden said, we want to be able to use these webinars to communicate with you and make sure that you're staying informed. So again, we'd like to close out the evening by thanking each one of you for joining us tonight. Whether you're a new venturer, a crew officer, an adult advisor, professional within Scouting America, all of you are what makes venturing special and the amazing adventure for us all. Should you think of any other questions, please direct them to our team via the Contact Us links on the Connect tab of the Venturing website. And so on behalf of myself and the others of the Venturing team, we'd like to thank you again for attending. We've had over 300 in attendance tonight, which is great. And we look forward to seeing you next month. And we wish you and your family a very happy holiday.